stop the sun from shining.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me today for the Pisces August Horoscope. Well, I've been talking about Saturn and Uranus for the last few months, and we have some T-squares going on at the moment, and this is affecting your 3rd, 6th and 12th house. So it really is time for you to take care of yourself this month. Okay, don't get distracted with things going on out there in the outside world because you need time out to reflect and have a look at your spiritual journey, and your dreams and the little flashes you get in the daytime will be helping you along that journey. I will just briefly explain. I'll draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you because they work in well with the horoscope generally. We'll have a look at your in-depth horoscope, and then I'll do a psychic channeling at the end, whatever comes out of my mouth. Sometimes it's for an individual person and sometimes it's for collectives, you know, like countries or large groups of people. If you are new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, let's go to the board and have a look at what these cards have to say. I've already pre-shuffled the cards. Just give them a light shuffle now. Okay, and I'm going to go with this one on top. Closing my eyes. I like to have a little vision first. What do I see? Yeah, okay. You really may be thinking about vaccines because I do see the needle here. And I guess this is to do with COVID, although it may be some other vaccine that you're thinking about. It really, you know, gosh, in the UK it's so bad. We've got people on the network, our psychic network, Absolute Soul Secrets, who live in the UK. It really is dire there, and in a few other countries as well. We know that South Africa is having a terrible time at the moment as well. Blessings to all those people that are suffering in South Africa and the UK and any other country that is really being hit by COVID and problems politically. South Africa just sounds like a mess, the feedback we're getting from our people there in South Africa. Okay, so this might be on your mind, you know, and I'm not getting in the whole vaccine thing other than to say that some people should not have the vaccine and the majority of people should, in my opinion. But, you know, you've got to work that out, whether you fall into that category or not. So spiritually, what I'm getting is it's time for an inoculation, okay? How are you going to protect yourself spiritually against alien forces or outside forces that want to enter your body and cause problems, or enter your life and cause problems? So you can look at it metaphorically, and I have had dreams about an inoculation or a vaccine in the past, actually throughout my whole life. And generally, spiritually speaking, it means protection. It means the old-fashioned saying of it was a shot in the arm, and that meant it was a boost. Okay, so it's a boost. So at the very least, we're looking at a boost in your life. And the card that comes up is the Star card. This is quite beautiful. This is like a person, particularly a woman, a young woman in her early 20s, let's say, who's got the whole of her life in front of her. There is so much potential there and so much good that she can do in the world. She's sending out her hopes and dreams to the universe, and the universe spirit hears everything that she says. She's also got a jug of water here that she's pouring into the ocean. And the ocean is about the subconscious, and she's pouring emotions into the subconscious, so she's really feeling her feelings. There's a shoreline here, which is the earth, and then the water, the ocean here. So she's seated right between the earth and the ocean. So she's sort of straddling two different domains whilst also dealing with spirit and the mental realms here in the sky. There's some clouds out here in the background, and it can seem dark, so it might be that you're concerned about your community or your country or some group of people out there in the world. And as I say, focus on yourself, of course, this month, because you have things going on here that I'll talk about in a second when we come to your horoscope, and your health and well-being as well. Okay, but that's a very positive card, full of hope, and you know, maybe you can look at it as good luck as well along those lines. Let's look at the second half of the month and see what comes out. Okay, and okay, I've got my eyes closed. A lot of green here. I'm wearing green today. That's sort of like my theme. But green is generally growth, and also can involve your money. It's good for attracting money. But green, you're getting somewhere, you're growing. And here we have the sun, and this is the energy that we need for growth, for photosynthesis. So I was just out watering all my new vegetables that I've planted. The sun is needed, and you are the sun, in fact. And there's insight, awareness, comfort, stability. Life goes on. So even happiness in the second half of the month. This is, you know, despite these T-squares, this is very favourable. So let's talk about these T-squares now in your horoscope. Now you'll see here that there's sort of like two triangles that are being formed. A T-square is two squares in an opposition, basically. And we have two of them involving Uranus here in Taurus, the Sun in Leo, Mercury in Leo, and Saturn in Aquarius in your 12th house over here. Your 12th house is the house of the goddess. It's your subconscious. And Saturn likes everything to be slow, steady, conservative. But if you are into the metaphysical side of things, Saturn would love you to do whatever spiritual practice you have, to put it on a schedule or make it regular. Saturn wants routine. Okay, so it's not that Saturn doesn't want you to be looking at things spiritually, it's just that Saturn is particularly grounded in practical reality. So how can you make your spiritual life physical and give it some grounding so it's not up in the air? You know, what schedules can you put in? If you're doing readings for other people, are you on a regular schedule for that, or are you just doing it willy-nilly as the work comes in, as the readings come in? By the way, if you are a psychic and a good psychic and you need work, do come to absolutesoulsecrets.com, and there's a form on there under the About Us tab. And we're always looking for genuine psychics, and that way you will get some structure because you will work so many hours per week or whatever. We don't tell you what to work, but we'll work out a sort of schedule. That's what Saturn likes, okay? And because it's in Aquarius, it could be in a New Age area, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and psychic readings and astrology and anything New Age appeals to Aquarius, okay? Saturn also wants you to work steadily and to earn money steadily, okay? So it's not like you're rich one week and poor the next kind of thing. Saturn wants everything nice and steady. And over here we have Mercury and the Sun both in Leo, so very bold and strong and shining, communications and shining out to the world in your 6th house of everyday work. Okay, so you could be being called to do work on a regular basis because Saturn would love that. And the thing about these two is that they move very quickly, so they'll only be here for a short time. And then they'll be on further in the chart, and so this T-square here won't exist. And on the other leg of the T-square, we have Uranus in Taurus in your third house of communications, promotions, marketing, and also study. So these three are all vying for attention, and you've got to balance up things, you know. So if you are in the metaphysical industry, what way can you bring your vision to life and actually make it steady and stable, okay, rather than just sort of piecemeal as it comes in. Okay, so that's the first thing. The other thing to know about that is that on the 18th, Uranus goes retrograde, and so it's moving again, and so it could, you know, help to alleviate restrictions when it's retrograde. The changes happen internally, and so there's a lot going on first within you before these things play out into the outside world. Okay, all right, let's have a look at your horoscope now. 31st of July to the 3rd of August, Mars conjuncts Mars. This is great for giving you a brand new start. You may have more energy than usual. You take the initiative and strike out. Your willpower and your energy are highlighted. Okay, you're going to have more than usual. And it's a good idea to channel your abundant energy into work or decisive action. Otherwise, anger and irritability can result. So you don't want that. The new moon goes into your 7th house here on the 9th of the month. And this means that there's new seeds being planted around your committed relationships. That could be things like a business relationship, or somebody that you work closely with and you have done for a long time, or a marriage partner or partner. And all your relationships do require attention, okay? So you need to put some attention into your important relationships. So your ties to women can also be emphasised. The other thing to note with this house is that it is also the house of legalities and open enemies, people that you don't get on with, say for example like an ex. There's a lot of activity going on in here this month. But because we have Venus here, and I'll talk about that in a second, it's probably quite positive. If you do have some sort of person you don't get on with Venus, it might be that things get smoothed over and improved, or the hatchet gets buried or something like that. Okay, so the 11th of August to the 29th of August sees Mercury move into your 7th house as well here, so that ensures that there's lots of communications about these things. You could be seeking advice, particularly professional advice, about, you know, say for example like a marriage counsellor, or perhaps a lawyer, and this professional advice will help you clarify your own opinions, okay? If you're in business with somebody, you could both be seeking advice about something to do with your business. It's likely that you'll be able to negotiate some sort of agreement or resolve a problem you may have been having. And you're likely to be quite detached and fair-minded, more so than usual. 14th of August to the 10th of September, Venus moves into your 8th house here. This is about shared resources, finances that you and another person, or perhaps a government agency, both of you have inputs. There's some sort of control on their part. And financial and business affairs are favoured. You could meet somebody through friends or in a social atmosphere who can help you in some way, and you're likely to get financial backing if you're looking for it. At the very least, you'll get emotional support if you're looking for that. Intimate relationships are also intensified. Either you or your partner want a deeper union. 9th of August to the 24th of August, Jupiter squares Moon. This is a great time for you to enjoy your friends and family. A family get-together is quite likely. You're likely to be feeling quite friendly and cheerful, and you'll have a wonderful time with other people. if there has been some sort of distance, either like geographical or emotional distance with family members, there might be an olive branch or some way of bridging the gap between you, okay? If you feel lonely or wish you had more friends, this is a great time to meet new people, join a club, get out and, really enjoy yourself now. It's time to break out of old habits and, anything that's been keeping you in a rut can be overcome now. Now, the only thing about Jupiter squaring the moon is that it may give you an opportunity to eat more, like going to restaurants, for example, and Jupiter loves to encourage you to eat more, especially rich and sweet food. So watch out that you don't go overboard. And on the other side of it, if you're going on a strict diet, that could be really difficult at the moment with Jupiter squaring moon. So you want to take the middle path and just watch what you eat and be sensible. Maybe cut down on, don't eat bread or rice or something like that. But yeah, don't be too strict with yourself either, because that probably won't work long term. 23rd of August, the full moon is here in your sign, opposite the sun here. And this brings some sort of transformation in your beliefs, okay, about yourself. A transformation to do with your identity, who you are. It could even affect your appearance, like you might decide that you want to change your clothes or your hairstyle or something to better reflect who you are. Neptune is here as well. You may find you're becoming more spiritual, whether you want to or not. You're already fairly spiritual, being a Pisces. That's the Piscean thing. But Neptune and the moon together here in your sign is like shining to the world and saying, this is who I am and what I believe. And it's likely to be of a spiritual nature. And it's opposite the 7th house here, where you've got all of this activity. So this it will create some sort of change in your important relationships, because your partners, husband, wife, are going to notice these new things going on. And we have an opposition here as well between Neptune and Venus, and so there could be a few disagreements about it, but again, just continue on. Venus is fairly fast moving, so it's not going to last very long if there's any disagreements. But this is about it's quite positive. It's about you coming out into the world. Remember the sun here shining brightly, and also the star. It's like, even if you've been into metaphysics for 30 or 40, 50 years, whatever, a long time, this is like a rebirth of your spirituality. Okay, so pretty important. 23rd of the month sees a full moon in your sign. Oh, I just talked about that, sorry. I wanted to also say about that you're more psychic than usual. You can pick up the emotional currents of people around you. And being at home and being comfortable in a supportive atmosphere is probably the best thing for you at the moment. You could react to situations from past conditioning, so just watch that. It may not be logical, but do honour your feelings, of course. 21st of August to the 22nd of September sees the sun in your 7th house here. This brings about a great blossoming in your important relationships. So if there is a disagreement, it'll be dealt with quickly, and then there's a lot of happiness here. Anything where there's been any discord is likely to be resolved, and it's likely to be quite a favourable outcome. The emphasis is on we rather than me. It's not time to go it alone. It's time to have companionship and affection in your life. And as I mentioned before, if you can speak to a professional about anything that's bothering you, that will help too. 29th of August to the 5th of November, Mercury moves into your 8th house here, joining Venus. So there's a lot of discussions about shared resources, joint finances, investments, perhaps even wills or your superannuation or 401k or any loans that you may have with another person. It's a good time to get these affairs in order. And also intimacy is highlighted. So with Venus and Mercury there, you could find that if you're in a relationship, it goes to a deeper level, and it's like you want a deeper communion and union with this person, which is lovely. 16th of August to the 6th of October, Chiron trines your MC. You're likely to receive more support and acceptance in your career or your general direction in life if you're not working. You could enjoy favourable responses from the public, because up here is like the public part of your life. People see more of you. You're likely to also gain greater prestige and status in your community, and you feel like you could contribute something important to the world or even in your work. You may also be viewed as creative and pioneering, and this is a time to use your skills, abilities and talents in various ways in unique manner. So it's really important that you're authentic, okay? You can capitalize on your accomplishments now. Okay, so that is your horoscope. I'll just make that a bit bigger so that you can see if you want to write anything down. There is some sort of transformation going on about your beliefs, okay, and what you think about yourself. I didn't mention that before. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is close my eyes and just see what I can see for you, passionate Pisces, for the month of August 2021. Okay. Yes, so I don't know what this is, but I'm seeing something and it's being pulled apart in two different directions. It's about division. This could be about you separating off from something that hasn't allowed you to be fully who you are, fully authentic. You haven't been able to do it because of this other thing in the way. But I see this opening up. And it's open. Oh, right. Okay. You know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at two legs. It's a woman having a baby. And I can just see the legs, and I just see the legs opening up like this because the baby is coming out. Okay. So you may become aware of a pregnancy, and it could be, yes, it could be an actual physical baby, or it could be a new creative project or a job, something that is, you know, quite life-changing, and it's got a lot of happiness around it. Maybe this is the birth of you, okay? Giving birth to yourself. And this is a deeper level of authenticity. So that's been a bit of a theme throughout today's horoscope, is that being authentic, being who you are, having personal sovereignty is super important this month. I get a person walking along, it's a man walking along in a direction, and then a woman next to him, and then she holds his hand. So again, it's the theme of union, the male and the female coming together. This can be in relationships, yes, certainly, and it most definitely is within you. So maybe you're less conflicted. You feel more in harmony with yourself, because this is your inner masculine, divine masculine, and your inner divine feminine coming together, okay, for union. So that is beautiful. A lot of flowers around it. White, I'm seeing white flowers, so spiritually very pure. Yellow sort of centers with bees coming in, pollinating all the different flowers. So some happiness for you this month, and just a really lovely, it almost feels like springtime or something like that. If you're in Australia, we're in winter at the moment, but you may begin to see the beginnings of spring. And so August is still winter for Australia and New Zealand and the Southern Hemisphere. So, yeah, the flowers coming out, and it's like there's a hopefulness in the air, the promise of positive things to come. Okay, so that's it, everyone. I hope it's useful for you. If you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.